Hello, everybody, and welcome to Blowin Smoker.
Blowin Tweakers.
No, Blowin Tweakers in the alleyway, only in Deadwood Tobacco. Hello, everybody, and welcome to DTC Blow and Smoke Podcast. My name is Handsome Pierce, your host, and with me always is...
Hi, Candy Randy. Thank you very much for tuning in to a very special edition. We've been doing a few of these. This is number 4 in this series. Pierce was bullshitting with us about a couple months ago, and we're like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we talk to some of the musicians who come in and play here and talk about, their background in music, inspirations, recordings, accomplishments, hopes, dreams, all that shit. So we're like, yeah, cool.
It just seems more enthralling than how to suck on a stick.
Exactly. And we're like, so we went out and we got some of the best musicians that play in the area. You got our buddy Dan McGinnis, and then Johnny Hastings, and then Tyler Bills, and then we ran out of good musicians, so we had Patrick come.
Yeah.
Perfect. Everybody, Patrick Thomas Steele II, currently from Wisconsin.
No.
I thought you moved to Wisconsin.
Yeah, but never say from.
Okay. Currently currently paying taxes in the state of...
From Texas by way of...
Minnesota.
And
his daddy's balls.
Hey!
So, yes, Patrick Steele... you can look him up on all the socials. Steel River Band is out there playing, going through a bunch of stuff with that lineup. It's been around for a long, long time. And, of course, solo projects, duo projects, trio projects, just anything he can grab with a guitar and a microphone. Is that about right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Life.
That's what I figured. So Patrick and I met 12 years ago, something like that. It's been a while.
It would have been 77th Sturgis Rally is when we first met.
All right, so yeah,
that is super specific.
That is
holy shit.
It's very specific, and I'll tell you a couple stories about that as well. Yeah. When we get to the end.
Oh, gotcha.
But first, we normally start this where we kind of always start it with the musicians. Basically, the beginning. Tell us about how you discovered music, your first
Remix.
You want to try again?
Your first instrument, and what was the starting point? Why did you have an interest in music?
Mostly because of Dad, really. I grew up listening to Bob Seger, the Eagles. One of my favorite stories to tell when I'm on stage, especially when Dad's around, is how we'd go out to the cabin and there were 2 cassettes in the tape deck in the Camaro, and it was Alan Jackson and Bob Seger. So we total 180s of each other.
Sure.
But it's like we're jamming out to Chattahoochee, and the next thing you know, Roll Me Away is coming on the radio. And so...
I mean, neither one of them are bad options, to be honest with you.
No, not really. But my first guitar was bought for me by my great-grandmother. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't even something I wanted. She just bought it.
Sure.
And my main instrument... I'm not a guitar player. I'm a guy who knows how to play chords. That's why I have the cheater bar that most musicians really hate, because I am not versed on the neck at all. Mm-hmm. But my first instrument is actually the saxophone, and that's where I fell in love with music.
Really?
Yep. When I was in 5th grade, you're grown up, and you got to take band or choir. Well, I didn't really want to stand in a choir and do all that, so I picked an instrument, and I picked the saxophone. And I love it. And I've got 2. I still play every once in a while. I don't do it as much as I should or as much as I want to. But the reason for the saxophone is actually Bob Seger's sax player, alto reed.
Okay.
Because I remember Dad telling me stories about seeing Seger back in the 80s. And he was like, yeah, I was in Red Rocks, and all of a sudden I look up and there's a spotlight on the top of the... What do you call it?
Whatever it is. The
top of the rigging.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And alto reed is 60 feet in the air, blaring out the intro line for Turn the Page. And
nice.
As a 9-year-old, just visualizing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Bob came back in 2006, and he finally did another tour, Dad took me to it, and we were at the XL Energy Center, and Turn the Page is about to come on, and I look up, and alto reed is 200 feet in the air.
Jesus Christ.
Standing in the rafters at XL Energy Center, just blaring it out, and it was fantastic. It was like...
Nice.
feels almost like a lost art to have a saxophone player in the band too. I mean, used to have, Bruce Springsteen and all these guys have their full band with them.
Clarence Clemens was a monster.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of amazing to see it. It feels like the stripping down of the band sometimes seems like the stripping down of the culture, but to be able to have that musical diversity probably helped you early on with the music that you play now, being able to not only hear, chords or whatever that you want to play, but also have that kind of building blocks of all those instruments in your head to kind of be like, okay, now I can kind of flush out what's in my head, even if it's not on the actual song. I've got all this process going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it seems like since we've been doing these, everybody always says, sorry about that.
This is why I want a cough button.
Oh, my ears.
Everybody always says that even though most of the people we've had on, when we see them perform, they have a guitar in their hands, almost every one of them is like, nope, I started with piano, or I started with saxophone, or what was French horn. Yeah, French horn was one. I started with French horn. I'm like,
Chuck Mangione, baby.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, but I understand it, especially for gigging musicians. You got to have a guitar. You know what I mean? It doesn't just make sense, if you're going to play as you start out at, dive bars and friends parties and stuff. It just makes the most sense.
Yeah. And one thing I wish my parents would have made me take piano.
Just to understand the music's part of it, the technical side, or just...
Yeah, because there's a whole different structure, and I feel like if you can play piano, you can probably almost play anything, because the piano players... I watch somebody play piano, and my mind is blown. Like, I'll watch somebody play a guitar, and it's like, okay, I kind of get what you're doing, but I have zero understanding when somebody sits down at a piano, and they just break out some classical music, and... I'm just sitting there drooling, going, sure. I wish, right? Yep. And so, like, two in particular that still baffle me to this day have to be Ray and Ronnie Millsap.
Oh, sure. Yep.
Like, you can't see how do you know where you're going?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that structure would have helped a lot. Especially being able to form phrasing and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm not really a guitar player. I'm a guy who plays guitar.
Sure.
And I wish I had that structure behind it so I could understand a little more and do a little more phrasing. Like I watch Johnny play when I'm in town, and he's here, and the way he works his guitar is phenomenal.
Yep.
There was the guitar player last night at the 10, Jesse, and he was pulling out some Randy Rhoads shit that was just fantastic. And I see it, I know what he's doing, I don't understand it, I'm jealous because I can't do it.
Right, sure.
But it's...
So how did you transition then from the saxophone, being a young kid? Said your great-grandma bought you a guitar? Your grandma? Yep. And then so you got your first guitar. How did that transition go? And when, as a youth or young adult, did you decide, hey, I'm going to, be in a band?
I don't think you pick music. I think it picks you. Because you just kind of fall into it.
Kind of the sentiment that we get every time that we do one of these is kind of the music chooses you.
Yeah. And so obviously you guys know me. Country to the core. My first guitar was a Flying V.
As country players do all the time.
Yes. No, it started in worship team.
Sure.
And I just really enjoyed it. And I always liked to write poems.
Okay.
And having a guitar in my hand just kind of made it all make sense, being able to take a poem and put a verse to it and build a song out. It was an outlet, especially, being a three-sport athlete back in the day and needing something, I guess, in my life to take my mind off of all that hard work.
Sure.
And the guitar was there. It's in my room. If I just need to go away and be by myself, pick up my guitar, play, whether I'm playing a cover or writing a song or doing something with a poem that I wrote, it became a release.
Sure.
From everyday life.
Yep.
Which Also, so is this Shiner box.
I mean, there you go.
There you go. Perfect.
But with how do you construct then? Because obviously the lack of construction that you feel like you would have had with piano, the construction of a song, is it lyrics first and then tune next, or is it tune first and then lyrics next? Is it kind of a combination of both of them? When you're writing the lyrics, you hear a tune, you pick it out, you write it down. What's kind of your process of going through all of this?
I don't really have a writing process, which is, I guess, is weird for a musician, because it comes out of nowhere.
I think having no process is a process in itself, though.
I'll be sitting at work, and okay, maybe sometimes I think of a line and I'm like, man, this is a really killer line. I got to build around this. And then other times I'll be sitting there and I just start humming a melody, and then I build the melody line up, and then I start writing to the melody line. And
Sure.
everybody's like, well, you don't just sit down with an idea and do it. I'm like, no, they come to me out of nowhere. Like I'll be dead asleep, and all of a sudden I wake up and there's something in my head, and I grab my phone and I got to write it down quick so I don't forget.
Yep.
And then I work on it later.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of people talk about that, like just the inspiration coming from nowhere or anywhere, or it doesn't even have to be anything special. It could just be like a Sunday morning coming down. There's that line about a guy watching a little child with the can that he was kicking. Yep. So obviously he saw that at some point. It was like, hey, man,
right,
let's just throw that in a song. That makes perfect sense.
Yep.
That kind of thing. And then you never know where it's going to go, as opposed to a lot of the Nashville songwriters that we've had in town for the Songwriters Festival and a few other things, at a point in their career where it's a job. It's not so much inspiration or hobby or passion. It's a job. It's a very different thing when you get randomly locked in a room with another person or other two people, and you're like, all right, you have 3 hours, we need 2 songs. I mean, it's great to get a paycheck and to do that for make a living with something that you already are good at and enjoy doing, but it seems to me like it's not the most, I guess, purely artistic part of the songwriting process.
Absolutely. I think I've done one writing round with another writer, and I hope it doesn't sound as conceited coming out of my mouth as it does
in your head right now.
In my head,
yeah.
I don't like writing with people.
Sure. Yeah.
Because when I have an idea, if I include somebody else, that idea is going to change.
Right.
Well, and
sounds like somebody else we know laughing over here in the corner.
Like, I mean, okay, I guess I technically have done 2 writing rounds. I did one in Nashville back in the day, and I did one with an idea I had a couple times ago when I was out here, when me and Molly and Ben got kicked out of Silverado because we were being too loud because we were writing a song.
Yep, I remember that.
And that one was fun because I love those two so much, and they read what I wrote and where they went with it. They know me enough that they were already in my head going where I was going to go.
Sure. Yep.
And so that was fun for me. But if I sit down with somebody I don't know and I've got what I think is a banger idea,
right,
and somebody doesn't, I'm like an old curmudgeon, like, no, leave my shit alone. This is my creativity. Go find your own. Well, I'm taking my ball.
It always seems to me like, I mean, like, musicians might be communal and all this other stuff. And if you go into that mode of music being communal, that's one thing. But you mentioned being a poet, and rarely do you hear, like, Hemingway was like, hey man, you want to come over and grind out some ideas so I can finish this fucking book? No. It was Hemingway's mind, and being a poet myself as well. The ideas are in there. So how the hell are you going to be able to help me bring out my ideas? Maybe we have a conversation and it has some influence on those ideas. Yeah. But other than that, it's not going to just be like, hey, let's all 5 get together and write a poem. Doesn't that sound like a fucking fun idea? No, it really doesn't.
That sounds terrible.
It's my demons that I'm trying to get on this fucking piece of paper, not your demons, your interpretation of them. So back in the day when you were kind of going through saxophone into guitar, your grandma bought you the guitar, you're headed towards musicianship. Like, what's your first steps? Were you just kind of picking around and thing? Were you talking to friends about, hey, maybe we should get together and start playing some music? Like, what was that whole process like?
So I didn't play in my first, not counting worship team, I didn't play in my first band until I was 19 years old. I had gone away to college, partied too hard, flunked out my first year, moved home, got my shit together, moved back, went to the same school. I finally figured out what I wanted to do. I decided I wanted to be a mechanic, which, hey, now I'm not. Go figure.
Yep. Happens to everybody.
Yeah.
And I was playing, God, I can't even remember the name of the place anymore. I don't even think it's around. I was up playing on Lake Vermilion in Minnesota. And there's these three guys in the front, Chris Madrinich, Michael Grove, and Bob Greenwood, and they're sitting there watching the show, and I get done, and they're like, hey, we have a band. Would you be interested in playing with us? And I'm 19 years old. I'm like, fuck yeah, I would.
Yep.
Like, let's go. And those three gave me an opportunity at something that I didn't really see coming my way. Like I said, music picks you. The acoustic stuff, I did it more as I enjoyed it and wanted to get out and do something, make a little extra money on the side.
Sure.
But then the whole band thing just kind of fell into my lap.
Right.
And then after I left Northern Outlaw, they kind of went on hiatus, and Bob, the bass player, calls me and he's like, hey, I'd really like to start playing again. What do you think about starting another group?
Sure.
So we got everything in place. We got our first show. We're playing at the Airway in Hibbing, Minnesota, right across the street from the airport. And I'm at work on Friday before our first show, and the guitar player that I hired calls me and he goes, hey man, I'm running a little behind, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna be there. Okay, no big deal. We'll start 20 minutes late. Like, I knew the owner. I was out there all the time eating and drinking and having a good time, singing karaoke, whatever. And it is an hour and 20 minutes till showtime. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden he calls me and goes, yeah, my car won't start. I'm not going to make it. And he lived in Bemidji, so it's not like he was close and I could go pick him up.
Right.
So the guitar player I played with in Northern Outlaw, Ricky Halverson.
I know Ricky.
Yeah, you know Ricky.
Yep.
He was not playing with anybody at the time. And I called him because he had just gotten a job at Mintac running security. And I'm like, what are the odds you're not working today? He was like, I don't have anything going on. What's going on? I'm like, we're supposed to have a show, and we don't have a guitar player. And he's like, well, I haven't really thought about playing guitar in a while. And he showed up, and
it's going to go one of two ways. It's going to be an absolute shit show or just a phenomenal groove.
It was an absolute banger of a night. Like, we got done, and I just looked at Ricky. I was like, you realize you're in now, right? Well, I got to think about it. I'll let you know tomorrow. And then we ended up going out on the road. Bob retired, and we hired new people and did the whole, Saloon 10, Outlaw, Beacon Club. Why the hell I ever thought it was a good idea to go to Minot.
Why not Minot?
We can't shit on North Dakota too much. They're some of our best viewers.
But it's Minot.
I loved every minute of it. It was great. Don't get me wrong. But that band house, I swear to God, every time I went there, I got the flu.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine so. So tell us, we asked this of a couple of them. You get a little time to think about it. Your absolute best show of all time, whether it's a big fat paycheck, you met somebody, you got a good connection, the show was just killer, but more importantly, let's hear the absolute worst gig that you've ever played.
Well, the best one's really easy.
All right, we'll start with that.
That would have been the first year I played at the Horse.
Yep.
And we were
Iron Horse and Sturgis for yep.
And we were the inside band that year. And I just remember Scott coming in, and he goes, Patrick, the rain finally quit. You're done. And I am out back. That's back when they used to stack all the stage risers and shit off to the left right there.
Yep.
And Blackstone Cherry is on, and I just remember, and I don't even know how I remember this because I was hammered. Blackstone's on, and I am up there on those risers just losing my mind.
Yep.
The crowds at the horse were always great.
Yep.
And for what we did, and the way the Iron Horse treated us like family for so many years, that is my absolute favorite experience of all time, was playing for IH. The worst show?
You don't have to name names if you don't want to. just.
No, I have to tell the entire story if I'm going to do this.
That's what we're here for.
Yes, we got him.
As the kids say, give us the tea.
Yeah.
The worst show ever was not my fault.
Okay.
I got to Hill City, Minnesota, at a little bar called Knuckleheads. God rest Dave. He passed away a little bit ago. Dave always orders shots one way. How many fingers? I walk in to Knuckleheads at 8 o'clock in the morning, day of the show. We had just gotten into town. And Dave goes like this to the bartender. And I looked at him and I said, this is not going to end well. He goes, I don't care. I'm paying you either way. I ended the show 4 times in the first set. There is a video somewhere of me ripping my shirt off.
Yeah.
And I turn around and I just start spinning cymbals. I had a great time. It was fun for me.
Sure, yeah.
But a really good friend of mine texted me the next day, and they were there, and they always support the band. We're actually playing at their festival coming up in, I think it's July. And she goes, Patrick, you know I love you, but I have never been as disappointed in somebody as I am right now.
Ooh.
Wrecked me.
Yeah. That's right.
Absolutely wrecked me.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
And I'm like, yeah, I know. I knew it when it was happening.
Yep.
Now what do I do?
Yeah, but I couldn't stop myself.
Yeah. Now I just got to be better, right?
Yeah, sure. I got a story similar. He didn't do anything wrong, but both Pierce and I have worked at the Iron Horse in different. We missed each other by a year, and Patrick was for a couple of years there. Basically, the house band. He would play wherever, whenever. Main stage in front of the headliners, inside stage, Steel Pony Campground. Basically, just kind of got the schedule and went, all right, you've got 10 shows in 9 days. Here you go.
Yeah, and what was the one that the campground band canceled? And we finished our 7 o'clock set, and you're like, Patrick, I need you to go set up and play right now at the campground.
Fuck. Yeah. Good thing it's easy to get to real fast.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, these guys have already heard my shit. Yeah, it was good. And so then afterward, the Iron Horse, we pay all the bands at the end of the day. And Patrick's got a residency, and so he's just like, just pay me at the end. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm collecting a good little chunk of change every day, just stick it into my safe and waiting, and at the very end of it, I finally run into him. It had to be like midnight or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Our headliner was just getting over, maybe doing their encore or whatever, and I was like, hey, we need to settle up. I need to get rid of this. And so I go in my envelope, stack of cash, just a stack of cash in an envelope, 2 sheets of paper, and I was like, you sign one and keep it, and you sign the other one and I keep it. And you told me, you're like, you know what? It's not legal to give someone this much money when they're this drunk. I said, what you do with it after you sign that paper is up to you.
That's why you're signing the paper.
Well, that's also why I said keep it to the end, because you don't give me that kind of money daily when I'm in Sturgis.
Yeah,
nobody would have got paid.
Yeah, that was quite hilarious. And in that incarnation, you've had a number of people come in and out of your band, depending on where you've been headquartered in the country. Out of Canyon Lake, Texas, for quite a number of years as well. Had a good group of guys with that one. Of course, the Minnesota as well. What's your current configuration like? And tell us about your current projects. You said you're playing a festival in July. I know you took a little bit of time off too. There were some issues with relocating and some other stuff, but now you're back out playing more full time. I know you got a day job, or a night job.
I'm playing as much as I want to.
Okay, that's always good.
I've been extremely blessed when it comes to doing this, that when guys decided they wanted to move on or things kind of went sideways, somebody else always just magically materialized, it felt like.
Yep.
There was, the 1 year, and You met Daryl Qualls.
Yep.
He played guitar for me for a couple years. He just disappeared. And I'm sitting at a bar in Canyon Lake, Texas, and James McDonald was hanging out, and we were just kind of shooting the shit, and I looked at him, and I'd seen him play a couple times. And the way I piqued his interest, I said, so how good are you on that guitar? And he goes, well, I'm not Frank Zappa. I'm like, well, that's good because I play country. Like, what are the odds that you want to go on the road in 2 weeks? We had never played together. We left Texas with like 8 songs that we actually had down. And we went on an 8-week tour.
Yep.
And it was trial by fire, figured out. And James is doing some really phenomenal things right now. He's playing with some great musicians. I'm so happy for him.
Sure.
I'm so happy for all the people that I've played with in the past because they're all going on to awesome things and they're doing great stuff. Unfortunately, you remember Tracy Tyler, the fucking crazy dude?
Yep.
He passed away. But I will never... Another Iron Horse story, right? We got to town.
He didn't pass away in Iron Horse, did he?
No.
Okay.
No. We got to town. Normally came in Thursday before rally, and we never played till Saturday. So we had 2 days, and we're over at the Beaver Bar, and all of a sudden, I see Tracy jump the fence at the Beaver Bar and just start booking to the Steele Pony. I'm like, oh shit, this is not good. I get back to the cabin. I'm like, Tracy, what are you doing? He's like, that guy's gonna fucking kill me. He's gonna fucking kill me. What do you mean? Apparently, he asked some lady to dance, and her friend or whatever got really upset, and he's like, I'm gonna take you out. And Tracy, of course, with 175 of vodka before fucking noon every day, just lost it.
Whoa. And
he's rifling through our bass player's cabin, going, I need the gun. Oh,
jeez. That took a turn.
And then Dwayne, he's like, first of all, it's my fucking gun. But no, all the musicians I've ever played with, whether, Ben and Molly, phenomenal musicians, James McDonald, Ricky Halverson, Daryl Qualls, and they are all doing so well and now doing stuff that they really enjoy. So for me, there's never really been any bad blood when somebody leaves. Like, you're just going a different avenue, and that's fucking fantastic. And my lineup now, absolutely killer. I met Chris, my drummer, when I moved to Wisconsin, and Bill's like, you got to get this guy. He's a really good drummer. Well, I looked him up on Facebook, and I'd never met the guy. And it's a picture of an 85-year-old man. So he shows up, and I get a hold of him, and we had never talked on the phone. We had only texted. I was like, hey, we're doing like a jam session in my house. You want to come in, sit in, feel how the vibe is, kind of, and see if this is something you want to do.
Sure.
And he gets out of the car, and I'm like, who are you? Well, I'm Chris Gonzalez. I'm like, no, you're not.
Oh, is it the kid or the grandkid?
Yeah, it's his son.
Okay.
So his father passed away, and his profile picture on Facebook is of his dad. Well, nobody told me this. So I'm expecting this 80-year-old guy to get out of the car, and I'm like, okay, we'll see how it goes, right? But Chris is a phenomenal drummer, self-taught.
Yep.
His dad was a drummer, so his dad taught him, and he kind of picked up the pieces and figured out some other stuff. He's a great guy. Zeke Izquierdo, my bass player, plays accordion.
Really? Huh.
So one of our staples right now is Zeke will drop his bass and give it to my lead guitar player. He'll pick up the accordion, and we do kind of a Tejano version of Lion Eyes.
Oh, nice.
And most people love that song anyways.
Right.
But for some reason, when he picks up the accordion, the place just goes nuts. And then Mike James, he's from La Crosse. I met him on Bandmix.
Okay.
I was just kind of like, hey, I need a guitar player for a couple gigs. Do you want to sit in? And he's like, yeah, and I also play steel guitar. I'm like, okay, well, I was expecting like he's got to sit down, pedal steel, and he just switches. No, this guy wears a guitar and he's got a stand-up triple neck Steele, and he goes, whoo, 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 whoo.
Wow.
I have no idea how he does it.
It's like a circus act right beside you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
But they're all wonderful people, and before them, and then Mike Tank plays guitar for me from time to time. But they are all such wonderful people that I actually enjoy playing music again.
Nice.
Good.
When I was doing it for a job, and it wasn't the guys. It just became a job. It was no longer about the music. It was about, okay, I have to go do this because this is how I'm making my living.
Sure.
They reignited a fire that I didn't know could be reignited. When I moved to Wisconsin, I didn't touch guitar for a year.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I knew there was some time you took some time off to settle some stuff, and
Yep. And being back at it and having those guys with me every Friday and Saturday night, I love what we have, and I'm dreading the inevitable day
where they all find something
that
else, or
one of them wants to hang it up, and now I gotta find.
not going to be the 85-year-old drummer.
No.
Yeah. you'll be set. So for our two viewers that live in Wisconsin, where's your staple? Where do you guys normally play?
I actually most often down in Iowa. My dad's girlfriend, stepmom, Sue, shout out, thanks for the food, always great. Her son and his girlfriend own a little bar called Nottingham Reese. It's a town of 14 people.
Oh, geez.
Dorchester, Iowa.
Awesome.
Worcester.
So you can always sell the joint out. Yep.
It is. That place packs out all the time.
Nice.
Where in the state is that, man?
It's so if you cross the Mississippi into Minnesota and you go down through La Crescent, down through Caledonia, it is literally like 11 miles over the border into Iowa.
Rivertown or no?
There's a river there. I don't know which one it is. A beautiful town.
Yeah.
Just great people. They always show out, and they're always so appreciative. My favorite gig right now, and probably just because I like food, is Smoke and Oak Barbecue in Montello, Wisconsin.
Very nice.
Diane's brisket poutine just absolutely slaps.
That sounds good.
That's fat kid food right there. Mm-hmm.
She's like, yeah, what's your fee? And I'm like, oh, well, this is what it is. And we do our little barter back and forth. I'm like, but if you throw in a shit ton of brisket poutine, we can talk about this. We can make it work.
That's always a good thing. So you're playing as much as you can. You got the day job, Fridays and Saturdays with a good group of guys.
Yep.
So what's coming up this summer? Anything? I know you got the festival coming up. Any big gigs you're excited about? People could stop by and see, or just kind of piecing it all together, trying to keep the train on the tracks.
So we got our staples. We're doing a couple nights up at the Blind Pig in Rhinelander, Wisconsin. We're doing our normal summer stint at KRB, Klinger's Real Barbecue in Watoma, Wisconsin. God, I booked a lot of really new stuff, and I can't even remember the names of them right now, really, to be honest. But the one I'm really looking forward to, I've been doing it for years, Kildy Barn Fest in Black Duck, Minnesota. It's fortunate for Dewey, unfortunate for everybody else. It's the last one.
Oh, yeah.
Dewey took his family farm and started a festival out of thin air.
Yep.
Built a stage, great sound crew, great people, great time always, and that guy just loves music.
Sure.
I've gotten to see some fantastic acts there. We didn't play with, but Dion Pride was there. He did legacy acts.
Okay,
This
sure.
is big thing. So Dion Pride was there. Marty Haggard was there. Michael Twitty, Conway's son, Georgette Jones, and she has a voice on her. Holy man. But that festival will always hold a special spot in my heart. maybe because I know the family, but the people that come out there, that crowd is so receptive to everything. We saw this Johnny Cash guy last year there. His name's Terry Lee Goffey. If you closed your eyes,
Same thing.
you swore to God Johnny Cash was still alive.
Nice.
I mean, they did have the look down. Like, they looked like the Tennessee Three. He looks like Johnny Cash. But when he talks and he sings, you swear Johnny is still alive.
Nice.
And I got to share that with my dad, which was really cool.
Oh.
My dad is just geeking out in the front row with his high 8 video camera. He's up in the front.
One of the main lines that I've kind of that's kind of metastasized during this whole conversation is, you seem to know, like, you have a special place in your heart for not only the music but for the people that you play with. Like, it seems like every venue that you mention people by name, and that has to be a very, personal touch that not maybe a whole lot of musicians carry with them, especially when they go farther in life. But you seem very appreciative not only for the bandmates, but for the people that you play for, and the venues that touch you and that mean something to you, and you have this really personal connection. Is that something that you kind of just like stay grounded in your music by knowing these people and appreciating what options have been like dealt forth to you?
Well, at the level I'm at, we're not known, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So every venue that brings us in, they're taking a chance. So they deserve the utmost respect, the utmost love. And because without them, I wouldn't get to do what I do. Without DTC, I wouldn't be able to come out here and do white trash bashes and chug Boone's Farm like it's my job.
And boy, did you.
The music is great, but the people make it, because without the venues, without the people who spend, I live in Wisconsin, I live in Lake Country, and a Friday night and it's 90 degrees outside. Okay, you can be on the pontoon, you can be out by the fire pit, you can be out doing something else, but you're choosing to spend your time coming to a venue and watching a band that you have no idea who we are, and then they get into it. They're the real stars of the show. Like, we're the ones making the music, but they're the ones making the atmosphere.
Sure.
And without that atmosphere, there's really nothing. And so, to me, it's important to give them their due.
Right.
Like Steve Hedden, the owner of the Blind Pig in Rhinelander, I just randomly reached out on a Facebook post like, hey, I've got a country band. We'd love to come up and play there. I have no idea what this guy looks like. I walk in and he comes around and he's like, hey, I'm Steve. Are you Patrick? Yeah, I am. And this big burly dude, giant beard, but he's an absolute teddy bear, and he is the nicest guy. And I feel like so many musicians, when they play somewhere, they're just like, okay, let me do my show, give me my money, I'm gonna go.
Yeah. It happens a lot, and I've run into that in a bunch of different the venues that I book, and we always have the same conversation when we start off with a new band. That this is a partnership.
Yeah.
We are paying you money, and you're providing an entertainment service, and everybody has to win. We want you to have a good time. We want you to make enough that you feel that you're accommodated correctly for your experience, but we also need you to sell enough of our product so that we feel that it works. And a lot of times you can see it one-offs, and people come in and they're just like, all right, they set up here, they're very cold.
Yeah, I'm doing you the favor by being here.
Yeah. So that's good to hear that there are musicians, and we've got a lot of those around here too. They're very accommodating. But every now and then, when you happen to have either a recommendation from a friend of a friend, hey, this band's available, and you try it out, and you're just like, man, that was super transactional and cold, and nobody really felt great about it. Right. Even no matter how good the stage show is, if there's not something more behind it, you're just like, all right, well, that was one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and like I said, without the venues, without the people, our friendship was born out of business.
Yep.
We didn't have to become friends because of it. We did basically in spite of it.
Yep.
And those friendships and those relationships mean the world to me, because I've met so many wonderful people, and there are so many musicians out there, like you said, that are cold and it's transactional. I'm just here to play a show and I'm here to go home. You're investing as a venue time and money in me, And yes, I'm investing in playing a show, but I can reciprocate a little further and invest in you.
Yep.
You know, Pierce, Preacher, Wild Bill, Randy, Molly, Ben, Grind, even though I accidentally called him Rico the other day because of fucking hammered. Can we only have one guy with a black beard in here, please? But that to me is what makes it so much fun, is not necessarily playing the music. And yeah, the music is great and the crowd reactions are always great, but it's the people and relationships you get to build, and you build lifelong friendships off of that.
Right.
And that means so much more, because eventually, especially a guy at my level, eventually music will quit me before I quit music.
Sure.
But when music finally quits me, you're still going to be there.
Yep.
And that's more important than any of it. And I wish more people would feel that way. I wish more people would realize the insane opportunity you have to go out there and share your talent, which is great. But the people you get to meet are what makes it.
Yep.
There are friends I have in Cheyenne I haven't seen in years because I don't travel out there anymore, but I think about them every day.
Sure.
Everywhere I've went, I've made great friends, and they're with me. Like, I remember the experiences, but the people made those experiences, and I carry those people with me all the time.
It's not a one-way transaction anywhere you go. It's a dual family kind of community. And that's what I really dig about, especially being in this area and having local bands and people that we have on a regular. We get to know these people. We get to have fun with them. We get to joke outside of the actual playing. You know, if I know certain people are coming, I'm like, fuck, yes, this is going to be a good weekend. I'm not going to be fucking bored behind the bar. No offense to anybody, but I'm not going to be bored behind the bar. I'm going to.
He knows it's boring when I get to town.
I mean, anything but yeah, it's nice because, you know, if the musician is pumped up and we're friendly and I'm pumped up to see you, I'm going to be pumped up for my customers. That's going to bring more people in because everybody's having fun and it's a communal experience.
Yep.
Versus a very transactional, I play, you clap, all right, repeat, I play, you clap, all right, okay, and now we're done, and fuck you guys, and fuck South Dakota, and fuck Deadwood.
See you later.
You know, things that we might think internally, but we don't say out loud, except for right now, because it gave me an excuse to. And the reason that I kind of bring that up, because people seem like very important in your life, and you were mentioning your mentor earlier, and I kind of wanted to kind of segue into that with that personalized experience that you tend to give, and that we've seen, you know, as we talk through this podcast.
Let me see if I can get him on the horn.
Well, while he does that, let's do a little housekeeping, because I got to put the ads in here.
He does not have FaceTime.
Oh,
That's
no.
why it's there's no video camera lit up on there, so we'll forego that.
That's quite all right. So make sure you get with a bunch of music coming up here at Deadwood Tobacco Company, and also at Outlaw Square next door. We are affiliated with a number of different projects out there. First, and coming up on the calendar, May 29th. That's a Friday night at Outlaw Square. Make sure you get your tickets right now for the first of two Deadwood Double Shot Series. Mark Chestnut. That's right. We're going to get some old 90s country. We're going to have a big
roasted on an open fire.
Yep. I'm sure he's never heard that one before.
Yeah, right.
Now you can't
You're
even
like,
see the
thank
show.
you, random Deadwood bartender. Fuck off.
Why are all the country shows when I'm not in town?
Because
when you're here, there's no reason to be here.
there you go. Boom, boom, boom. So get your tickets right now, DeadwoodDoubleShot.com. $29. So get you in to Mark Chestnut. Have a great time. Big ass dance floor, a whole lot of beer flowing. We're going to have a wonderful time. There will be seats if you want to sit. You can stand right up front if you want to. You can dance with your best gal if you want to. Just have a great party. The second one will be announced very, very soon. That'll be September 5th. And most importantly, Deadwood Blues Fest is back. Not with Mr. Patrick Steele this year, although he's learning. Now that I know he plays saxophone, we're going to find a way to sneak him in there. That's July 10th, 11th, and 12th. Tickets for that are at DeadwoodBluesFest.com. Those start at just $49. 10 bands all around Deadwood during the day. Headliner is Kev Mo with support from Ruthie Foster and Amani Burnham. So far, we have announced Bodie Lindy is coming back again. Bodie's a wonderful young person just graduating from high school in Rapid City. Going to be a full-time musician. He had some college opportunities, and he's like, you know what? With the blessing of his family, he's going to go and pursue that, and we wish him the best, and we'll do what we can to support him. Also, Johnny Hastings, one of our local favorites who has been on this podcast before, the winner of the 2025 5, Wild West Songwriters Festival, brand new album he just released. Look it up, Johnny Hastings, on all the platforms. And IBC first place winner, played once for us here at Deadwood Tobacco a couple of years ago by way of Omaha, Lincoln area. Mr. Hector Achondo will be here as well. The IBC is the International Blues Challenge. He was awarded first place in the solo duo category a couple of years ago. Tremendous, you mentioned it a little bit, tremendous Tejano flavored blues. Just a great, great guy as well. 7 more regional support bands to be announced, so make sure you get your tickets, deadwoodbluesfest.com. And that's your commercial.
Jesus, it looks like you're reading off a fucking teleprompter.
Right?
It really does. He's just like
off into the corner.
He's like, if I don't get this out, I won't fucking remember.
I found my lens.
Dude, what is Tejano blues? Is that a specific genre? I mean,
It's like regular blues with tahini on it.
right?
It's got the the stuff on the rim with the lime in it. No. Hector has a Hispanic background, and so he blends.
That's the Tejano part.
Yeah, blends some of that cultural
blues
into his blues. Yeah, right. And he also studied he quit everything and went to Chicago for 18 months and did nothing but sit in blues jams and study with some of the old cats up there. So,
but that's a legit designation, Tejano. Tejano blues.
I may have coined it. TN Randy Brown. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure Tejano is technically Mexican polka, but
Yeah.
Could be.
I mean,
yeah,
that does sound right. Yeah.
Well, shit. We'll get your accordion player. You can play sax. We're done. There you go. Brand new Blues Fest. As opposed to, could you imagine Norwegian blues?
Oh my God, my people.
that would be fun.
Yeah.
It's cold again. Yeah.
All right.
God, I hate cod.
On that note, it's the time of the podcast where we ask our guests to share some of their original tunes. So, Patrick, tell us what you've got up your sleeve and a little bit about this first tune and how it came to be.
So I'm going to play a song, obviously.
I hope.
I wrote this one when I left for college back in 2008. Again, I don't have a process. They just kind of pop into my head.
Sure.
I was driving my truck north to Hibbing, and it just kind of, how do I put it? I'm just gonna let the song do the talking. How's that?
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
That might do it.
What's it called?
This one's called Modern Day Prodigal Son. I'm probably gonna have to push this back here because Randy, you know my voice, it gets really loud.
Ethan will work his magic on that.
We're so lucky to have Preacher.
so lucky.
So this song's basically about failing in life but coming back. So this is Modern Day Prodigal Son. This is actually a song we're going to be recording relatively soon once our summer schedule's done because we have no time to get in the studio right now. So hopefully in the fall we'll get this one done. There's actually a teacher in La Crosse, Wisconsin. He's like, can you record that song because I want to show it to my 8th graders because it resonated with him for some reason. He didn't give me a real reason why. He's just like, I'd really love to share that with my students because I think it made a lot of sense, what he told me. I shouldn't have worn the bangle. I was born in a small town. Grew up on the wild side. I was always looking for trouble. I had a mean streak 2 feet wide. Well, I left that town in a cloud of dust on the day I turned 18. Yeah, with my guitar and a showbox Chevy, hit the road in front of me. My mother and father pray for my soul and scold me because of my pride. Wish I'd throw down the bottle, pick up a Bible and cast out my demons inside. Like a rolling stone out on my own, living my life on the run. And they hope I'll be the one. Modern day prodigal son. Well, I found out the hard way road is such a lonely place. I'm a little long in the tooth now, and I'm looking for a saving grace. If I went back home, would they recognize me? Will they even know my name? Will they take me back with open arms? Just turn me away, 'cause my mother and father pray for my soul and scold me because of my pride. Wish I'd throw down the bottle, pick up the Bible and cast out my demons inside. Like a rolling stone out on my own, living my life on the run, and they hope I'll be the one, modern day prodigal son. Yeah, when I walked up the front porch, Mama raised her head. She threw her arms around me, and this is what she said. You know me and your daddy pray for your soul and scold you because of your pride. Wish you'd throw down the bottle, pick up the Bible and cast out your demons inside. Like a rolling stone, you're out on your own, living your life on the run, and they hoped I'd be the one, modern day prodigal son. Yeah, they knew I'd be the one, the modern day prodigal son. Maybe I should have smoked the whole stick and would have got rid of the voice crack. I'm going through puberty time number 2 over here this afternoon. That's awesome. Wow.
Very nice. I can't believe you haven't recorded that yet.
It is somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Back when I so my first album ever, it was just me and this little audio interface, a cheap laptop in my spare bedroom.
Sure.
And it's on that one. Uh-huh. And I think I have one copy left because I poor man's copyrighted it.
Sure.
Yep. Put it in an envelope and mailed it to myself, and I've never opened it. I'm pretty sure it's the last original copy that probably works. I know Dad has one. That's another thing about Dad too. Mm-hmm. I will call him and he's listening to Steele River Band. I'm like, can you shut that? He's like, but this was a great show. I'm like, Dad, I don't want to listen to myself.
He's always got it in the second tape deck, and he's like, oh, shit, he's calling. Yep. There we go.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and volunteer the preacher next time you have come up to town and you guys got some time. He's got a setup at his undisclosed residence and ultimate man cave. I saw you were doing a little bit recording with Jesse and Brandon the other week.
Yeah, the 2 channels work. I don't have the Pro Tools tape deck where I can sync and listen and start stacking tracks, but that makes it challenging.
Sweet.
What is it? Reaper.
The grand one?
No.
Your favorite strain of weed?
We don't need to talk about that, Bruce. Great. I'm gonna get random on Wednesday.
That's my favorite. He doesn't even know what weed is.
Did your dad go by Patrick or Pat?
No, my grandmother's name is Pat. We are Patrick.
Patrick, yes.
And I am Junior, or PS2, as
yes.
I like to go with. He's PlayStation 1. I just have slightly better graphics.
That makes sense.
That's great.
Awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us, Pierce. Yeah. Anything else?
No, just everybody. Thank you for tuning into the Blowin Speakers portion of Blowin Smoke podcast. We're going to be trying to come out every other Tuesday. Make sure that you're checking your socials and your anywhere that you listen to podcasts, but only on YouTube.
Very good. And if you want to check out more from Patrick, Steele River Band on all the socials, correct? Insta, all that fun stuff. Yep. And make sure you check out if you're mostly in the Wisconsin area for the summertime. Don't miss a show if you're in the region. And hey, if you got a bar or a grill or a barbecue or some fucking brisket poutine,
Yeah,
anywhere within 400 miles of there, let him know. He'll come play.
Just make it
For
and
the
put out a
brisket
fan.
protein for sure. Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
And then
It's
are you on
always
Spotify or
Spotify?
Yeah,
And
excellent.
Spotify, Pandora.
Sounds
all
good.
that stuff.
Hell
Anywhere,
yeah.
anywhere you can stream digital music, we're on. So
Fuck yes.
OnlyFans?
you're best friend.
All right, thanks everybody. Have a good one. We'll be back soon.
Word.